Hi y'all, welcome back to Gabian. I'm living in my car. Well, I should say I'm now living in my truck because I got a bunch of upgrades this week. So I sealed up that window back there, so it hadn't rained yet, but I don't know if I can get, I think I got it all pretty good. I was pretty thorough about it. So I sealed that window up. I moved a few things in here. Like you can see, I got myself a TV, and I haven't hooked up the solar yet back there, but I've been running the TV out to some extension cords out here. I've been using some power supply over here, and if you look over back in this direction, I don't know if you can see it. Let me move the camera a little bit. But I got myself a little pad, so I've been sleeping on that, and that's right here. That's my little heater. So I got a little heater, and I plugged that up into the power unit as well. So things are looking up pretty good for me. This week has been a really good week. I've been practicing my guitar, and been getting pretty good at that, and been reading some comic books, of course, and I'm going to review some comic books here. I'm really liking the comic book reviews, and it seems to be like people seem to like that as well. So I've been living in this van now, and it's been a good week. And next week I'm gonna introduce you to my new girlfriend, and she's gonna actually move in with me. So I'm gonna have my girlfriend living with me, and she'll be in some of the videos, and you'll see her and everything. I'll introduce her next week. So I wanted to fix up my truck real well and make it nice and livable, so she's comfortable in here, so we can live in here together. That was a promise I made to her, and that's a promise I'm gonna keep. You see a little yard kitty, she's gonna be walking around a little bit. So I just wanted to update y'all on my life real quick before I get into them comic reviews. So everything's been doing really well, and my next project, I don't know if I'm gonna have it done by next week, but my next project is hooking up that solar system so I can have my power all in here in this truck. But we'll see if I can get that done. But irregardless, my girlfriend's gonna be moving in, and I'll talk all about her next week, and I'm happy for you guys to meet her. So without further ado, let's go on to reviewing them comic books, all right? Dave is gonna review some comic books. He's gonna tell you what he thinks. He's gonna give it a 5-star rating, a 1 out of 5 of them stars. All right, this week we got 2 comic books that I'm going to review. I'm going to give it a rating from 1 to 5 stars, depending on how much I like it. And I did this on accident, but this week I got a little bit of a theme, and I'm going to dedicate this one to Yard Kitty over here, because the theme here is cats. We're going to have some cats in these books. Now this week, again, I don't have any superheroes in these. Now, like I said, not all comic books have superheroes in them. I will have some superheroes here in the future. But just so happens that this week I also did not have any superheroes. So let's start with this one. This one is called Freak Brothers, okay? This is a Freak Brothers comic. Let me get up close to you. It's called The Grassroots is the name of this comic. And the reason I said it's dedicated to Miss Yard Kitty there is because it's got the Fat Freddy's cat. And in each page of this, Fat Freddy's going to have his own little comic strip, just a short blurb down on the bottom, but it's going to be on each page, and it follows the storyline of the Freak Brothers. Now this Freak Brothers, let's see, this one here is by Gilbert Shelton and Dave Sheridan, and is in 1977. And this page, it looks like it's got about almost 50 pages in it, so that's pretty good. 50 pages, and it was only $1 back in 1977, so you do the math there, but that's pretty good pages per dollar value in this. So, and this one's by Rip Off Press Inc. And if you'll notice the illustration, I'll give you a little bit of a preview here. The illustration, it's got like some of them Mad Magazine comics art kind of to it. So it's kind of like this is a funny comic book here. It's not like your superhero comics, and it's funny, and it's full of words. Look at all them words and drawings. So yeah, you definitely get your bang for your buck for this one. And the story of this one is the Freak brothers, they find a bunch of cocaine and that was hidden in this mansion that they were looking after. And they took all that and they sold a bunch of it, and they bought themselves some property. Well, what they didn't know was the house was all in disrepair. And they got some girls, and they were hitchhiking, and the girls are helping them out. And this one's got a lot of stuff about the government and how the government works and everything. And so it's pretty interesting, and it kind of fits with our times here, and they didn't even know it, because you know, this is way back in 1977. So this is a fun little book. And like I said, at the bottom of each page you see you got a comic book about Fat Freddy's cat. And so as they're doing all their antics over there on the farm, the cat, Fat Freddy's cat, he's got his own problems going on too, and it's kind of funny. And this whole thing is just, it's absurd, and it is so funny. And like I said, 1977, it's called The Freak Brothers, and this one's number 5. So Freak Brothers number 5, and it's called Grassroots. You think they'd be growing pot in there, but they're not growing any pot. They're just trying to survive and make some money. And what's cool about this comic here is they give you a bunch of like interesting facts about drugs and things on the front cover there. Let me read a couple to you. It has a picture of some platform shoes, and it's called World Records in Dope Smuggling. And it says the largest amount smuggled in footwear was 35 pounds of cocaine in a pair of platform shoes in Los Angeles airport in 1975. Isn't that interesting? I think these are all real facts too. And here's this, says it's got a picture of a little truck and a camper, and it says the largest payload in camper was 7,600 pounds of marijuana and a Datsun pickup in Tijuana in 1972. That's a lot of weed there, 7,600 pounds. So that's some of the facts that they show there on the inside cover. I think that's a pretty neat detail. And like I said, it's loaded with artwork and words from front to back. I'd show you the back of this comic book, but it's got some nudity in it, and it's all from the big party that takes place in there. And if you read it, go ahead and get it. This is Freak Brothers, 1977. Is sold for only $1 at the time, which I think was quite a bit for that time. But if you think about it, all the pages got about 50 pages in there. So that is a really good buy. And let's see, I think I'm gonna give this one 5 stars. It was pretty fun. They were pretty crazy in it, and a bunch of little fun jokes and things in there. And this one, I gave it 5 bags, and it's gonna definitely be a bagger. We're definitely gonna put this in a bag where we're gonna wanna come back to this time and time again when you just need a little laugh. So I'm definitely gonna bag this one up. Freak Brothers number 5, 1977, about 50 pages. So this one's a good one. I go out there and get that one. And like I said, that one had to do a little bit with Fat Freddy's cat there, and it was a real fun read. Well, this next one is gonna be John Sable Freelance. And this one here is from 1986. This one was $1 as well, but 1986. So it's a little bit cheaper if you think about inflation. $1.25 in Canada, and it's by First Comics. And this one is actually called The Cat. And you see it's got a picture of a cat on it. Looks like Yard Kitty, doesn't it? Well, this one here is your average about 32 pages, I believe. You got yourself a little, you can write in and they'll tell you all, you have any questions and they'll tell you. And I just happened to pick this one up, and it's actually about Christmas time, which is kind of cool. And let me show you some of this artwork in there. See, it's got Christmas stuff in it. These are more notes and tells you things about it. But look at that artwork. That one's pretty cool. Now they're trying to take this jewel is being sold at auction, and it was actually stolen from the Cubans a long time ago. And so they're trying to sell it to people before it gets all stolen and everything. And so the whole plot of it is, see, this is this little guy is eating the olives. He owns the jewel at this time, even though you're not supposed to own something that's stolen like that. But anyway, he's auctioning it off, and John Sable's there. He's actually, his job, he's a freelance guy, and his job, he's actually going to try to protect that diamond from being stolen. And I'm not going to give anything away, but Maggie here, she's actually, her name is the Cat, and so she's a thief, and we find that later on, and you're just going to have to read it and see what happens in it. And it's a real good book. From beginning to end, there's nothing but story in there. And let me show you some more of that artwork. Well, I don't want to show you that page. That'll give some of it away. But look, here's some artwork. They do some really nice drawings in there. And this one's 1986. And again, it's not about any superheroes, just about this guy who's a freelance guy who's trying to help people out wherever he can. And in this case, he's helping that guy out with the auction, make sure that the diamond doesn't get stolen again. So this one here is, I'd say, I think I'd give this one about 5 stars. This one's pretty good. It's, like I said, beginning to end, nothing but story, and it's all about this little kitty. Well, it's not this little kitty, but this is a kitty that's on it. It's all about Maggie, the cat thief, and we'll see what happens in that book, and when she comes up against John Sable. You might be surprised, actually. So, and let me tell you who this is from so you can know. So this is actually written and created and illustrated by Mike Grell. Ken Brozenak lettered it, Janice Cohen colored it, and Mike Gold, he edited this. So, and it is a nice little book. Like I said, I'm gonna give it 5 stars. And this one, definitely a bagger. This one's definitely a bagger. You're gonna wanna take this one out and read it over and over and over again, because the ending will surprise you. And you might even wanna go back and read it over again right away, because the ending was so surprising. You're like, oh, what I missed, you know? So definitely a 5 stars, and definitely a bagger for this one. Get that in there nice and safe. So yeah, we're definitely gonna bag this one up. And there's Yard Kitty coming. She likes them comic books about cats, and giving it all them 5 stars and stuff. So we're gonna bag this one up, and we're gonna read it for later, because this is one definitely you're gonna want to read for next time. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's the comic book review. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm definitely gonna have one next week. And like I said, you're gonna meet my girlfriend, and we're gonna have a good old time. So I'm looking forward to that, and you all have a great week. All right, take care.